The following podcast contains adult themes and adult language. Listener discretion advised.
And although we joke, if you or someone you know is affected by or a victim of domestic violence, dial 1-800-799-7233 or visit the National Domestic Violence Hotline's website, thehotline.org.
But it's always the husband, it's always the husband, it's always the husband, I don't kill you, babe.
All right. Hi, this is Sarah.
And this is Megan.
And you are listening to It's Always the Husband podcast.
You really slowed that down.
I don't know, I
Welcome. This is a true crime podcast, and sometimes we're funny.
Yeah, well. First off, I would like to say, one, we have a new Patreon, and we have a new episode that's out the last few days. We're going to get you another one this week and another one next week. So you'll have lots of new
Who's
Patreons.
our Patreon?
Jenny.
Jenny.
Her name is Jenny, but I would like to say it's Jenny. So
Okay.
Jenny, welcome and thank you so much. And you can enjoy episodes just for you. I try to put dumb digital stuff on there sometimes, but I'm taking a digital art class this week.
Oh my gosh.
It's free, I
It's
think.
gonna get so
Maybe I'll learn something
Yeah.
new we can put on there
get
for you
ready,
too.
patrons. You're gonna
And our London pictures are on there. And experiences on that trip of a lifetime. Do you miss the 188?
I do.
I do too.
Every time I text you, I see the 188, and then I get sad.
I get sad that we don't have the 188 just on our corner that we can take and just go somewhere and not
places.
drive our fucked car.
I know. Why don't we?
I went out to lunch, dinner, whatever it was in the middle.
What?
Sunday with Nut Bar and TT of the Pea Hive.
Oh, lunch, dinner.
Well, it was like 3
Oh,
or 3:30.
yeah. I don't know what that is. That's like a happy hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were incapacitated.
Of course they were.
And it would have been nice just for
you?
all of us. I was not incapacitated at all.
Okay.
But it would have been nice just to jump on a bus and you can have your drunk ass friends.
Right.
And you don't have to worry because then you can also be a drunk ass. And if you just get off on the wrong bus stop, you still can walk around. I
Right.
don't know.
It's
The transportation there just blew my mind.
The transportation.
I still am thinking
everywhere
of it.
except.
Yeah, I know. We're so
here
big
in America.
We're big,
is
and
so
we're in the
dumb.
Midwest
Yeah.
where everything's spread out.
Yeah, we're all.
I
Spread
literally
out.
have a farm.
You do.
One house down is a huge
Yeah.
farm in corn. So I mean, you can't have a 188.
You can't have a 188.
But thank you, Jenny. So long, Jenny. And then I'd like another special shout out. My wonderful hair lady I've gone to for I guess over 10 years. I don't know. I guess. Becca wrote me and said that she had a gift for me from a listener that's also gone to her for quite a long time because she spreads the word, which I'm so grateful for.
Yeah, thank you, Becca.
And when I went there to get my hair done last week, she had a gift for me. And Becca said, I don't understand it, but it's for you. Because she doesn't listen, so she doesn't know. And she said, you'll know. And so I looked and it was, it's for sure that's from the 80s. Because it's still in the box. It looks, I put a picture on our group of a talking Ed Grimley.
Does it talk? Did you try it?
I didn't try it, and I'm scared to open it and ruin. But I'll try it and see if he talks. Or if to put batteries in it. Maybe I'm excited. He's a big 12-inch doll. It's a gift from the heavens. And so I just laughed and laughed. And it was like, oh my God. I kept saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And Becca just kept saying, see, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm like, you wouldn't. I can't.
Mental misadventure.
Yeah. And then she wrote the most beautiful note.
It was so nice.
And Megan read it. And so we're just very, very grateful for such amazing, kind listeners that just get us. I'm one of those people that doesn't seem to fit in anywhere, and to know that there are people out there that understand me, I don't know, it just made me seem a little more, I don't know, connected.
Aww.
So thank you. And we got our idea. Chelsea Connors is one that writes us a lot with wonderful ideas, and we're that I have written down. We're using an idea from Old Lady Crunch Schmear, who is wonderful and sent us sends us wonderful gift packs that keep us going. So we're so grateful. Thank you. And we also have, believe it or not, things we're grateful for every time, and we call it our glitter in the shitter.
Yeah, we do.
Because most of the time, like, things are shitty. Like my Jamie, of course, is out of town because he doesn't like to be home when I'm home.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, it really is. That's how the marriage lasts. That we don't live in the same state ever. He's in California doing something. And then, of course, I have, since we have a septic tank. And my drain in the laundry room that I think is like a sewer drain. I don't know. Just had a big thing of water. And I don't think it's obviously backing up, but it isn't in any other sink or shower. So I don't know what to do. And I don't, like, he's in another state. I don't know what to do. So I just mopped it up. But I don't know if it will. What do you do when you're home alone and you have these things happen? I could call somebody, but I don't know who to call, or if they're going to come and rip me off, or I don't know what to even do.
I don't know.
And so that's just constantly. Why does something always have to happen?
Well,
and then my car is making noises like my Jeep, and so I'm sure I have to do something. I just put it I put it on a shelf in my imagination. And I seal on the lid, and I just put it away. So and just go about my day.
There was just water
around the drain, and so I mopped it up. So I don't know if it like backed up for some reason, or if there's a clog in there.
And it did rain a lot on.
Yeah, I mean it does that sometimes when it rains a ton.
Yeah,
so it could just be that's why.
All right.
We'll see, I guess.
I'm sorry. So what was...
So we have glitters in the shitter.
Yeah, we do.
Mine is a drink that's non-alcoholic.
No.
It's a spindrift called the Nojito. So the flavor is Nojito, like a mojito, but it's non-alcoholic. And it's just spindrift sparkling water with mint and lime. And it's very good, I think.
You've talked about it twice now. I told two times.
I didn't mention it last time.
I think when we were in the pool.
Oh, I talked to you.
I mean, the last two times I talked to you. Yeah, not on the show. Yeah. That's what you were drinking.
I was.
And I booed you both times.
You did boo me again.
I also have long and short-term memory loss. Because I asked Sarah, did I already talk about this for my glitter in the shitter? But
you're asking me and I wouldn't know.
I know. And she's like, I don't fucking remember. Anyway, I don't like to think about school at all during the summer, but there's one time in the summer that I get kind of excited. And that is when the teacher planners are for sale at Aldi. Bitches.
Okay. I just pick up the free shitty one from 1970s that our office provides.
If you are a teacher, if you work in a deodorant factory in any capacity, get your ass to Aldi and get yourself this planner.
What's special about it?
$8.99.
That it's $8.99?
It's $8.99.
Okay.
It's a massive. It has everything you'll ever want. What I love about it is that like every month is sectioned or whatever. And then in the back, there's like a place for you to write down your ideas for next year, which is like always what happens to me every year is like, God, I thought I was going to do something different with this. And then I never did it. I never got it done. And so I love that because then when you have ideas I'm going to do this next year.
I just write them on Post-its and stick them to things.
Right. And then what happens to the Post-its? Like here, they're all in the planner. I love planners anyway. I don't know why. I'm dumb. It comes with stickers and stuff like that. It's cute.
Nice.
There's like 4 different options for colors and themes. They're all adorbs. So go get you can even get them online, like on the app. You can just order them on Aldi if you don't have an Aldi near you.
Where is our Aldi? It moved.
Our Aldi is in Burnsville now, kind of by Costco. In the strip mall,
okay,
where the Hobby Lobby
where it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went and picked mine up already, and they also have my favorite pens there. They're like the Pembroke brand. I love those pens for some reason.
Oh.
And they have lots of cute stuff for teachers and very inexpensive. So that made me happy, and I just bought it.
Oh,
And
they are cute.
I'll put it away until the end of August when I have to actually think about work again.
Yeah. Oh, that since they're all out of stock.
Online?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So go to your local Aldi.
Cute. I have a hard time with things, so I have like a planner, but I realize after I just don't write things down.
Yeah. I write down things more than I tried to keep one. I tried to keep a digital one, and I
have a digital on my laptop, and I try all the time, and I'm hard because I have to see things.
Yes.
But I don't know. I have severe mental problems. And my capacity for thinking is very low.
It is. We also have a Facebook group. It's called It's Always the Husband Podcast group. You can join it, and then we post funny stuff. We had a lot of stuff going on this week. Yeah. Did you have anything that stuck out?
I did like
you?
Amy Galloway, who you reminded me because I love this. What she put, and I'd never seen it. It was like when John Ritter was doing Three's A Crowd, because that was the show after Three's Company, because that must have been what he said it was for. Oh. He was doing a promo with Tony Danza, who was doing
Who's the Boss?
And I'd never seen it, or I probably did on TV, but I'd never seen it like on old, 80s site. And so he's as Jack Tripper, and it's Tony Maselli, and they're in the kitchen, and Jack Tripper's cooking.
Yes.
Because Jack Tripper was a chef, and Tony's adding weird things to the soup, and they're talking about, one show being on and the other show following. And I thought, those are the days. We don't even have TV shows anymore.
No.
We don't have anything. You have to stream, and it's just not the same as getting your popcorn or racing to the bathroom during the commercials, and your siblings screaming that it's starting and to hurry up, and getting your snacks from your mom, and watching shows together as a family. I mean, you still can, but I mean, it's just everyone's in their own device in their own room and watching their own thing.
I know.
It's just not the same, and they'll never have that. Mm-hmm. It'll never be around again. Oh well, but
sad. Oh my God, you really brought the room down there.
Yeah, I did. That's what I do.
I want to give a shout out to all of our Little House on the Prairie watchers. We had quite a few posts of people who are watching the new Little
Nut Bar
House.
Started.
Nut Bar is in love with it.
She didn't have the same. Does she have the same relationship with the original?
I mean, she watched it with me.
Yeah, but
she was a little more I loved when you heard the first, it was da 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 da. You'd hear it, and then the first song that they played, the music, you knew if it was going to be a scary little house or a funny little house.
Yes, I could tell within, like I said, Stacy and I could tell within seconds which episode it was.
If it was scary music, Cassie was a little more apt to be like, this one isn't for me. But she did. We watched it together. Yeah, we loved it. So I don't know. Our mom and dad took us to Walnut Grove or to the Little House.
I went
pageant thing or whatever. But we loved it. So anyway, she watched it. She loves it. Terry Martin Callahan was told, they're all watching it. So cute. Susie May watched it. So I liked reading about that. So some people are into that.
Yeah, I saw on Reddit, old skeptics like me, were saying I was against it, but gave it a chance. I ended up loving it. So I don't know, when it was like a show that was so a part of my childhood. Like when they redid all the Star Wars, that was this is unnecessary. You don't need to do this.
Right.
And I still didn't really care for them, but the new ones, it's just not the same. It's not Star Wars.
No. But I might give it a shot later.
I might too. Yeah. I probably will.
So thanks.
It's a good story to tell, and I'm glad people are enjoying the story.
This one seems a little bit different than our Little House too. Like there's a Native American family. Yeah. There's kind of that perspective that was shown that was more talked about in the books, not depicted on the show, because there were some issues with the settlers versus the indigenous people, and there was some obvious racism that kind of came through in the writing, and Laura was writing about her experience, and so that's what it was. But so I think there is like a different Native American perspective, or there are some characters that weren't in our original Little House on the Prairie. But that so I'll think about watching it. But everyone was saying like how Mr. Edwards is hot, and then we just couldn't get over it.
I can't get over it.
Yeah.
Cassie or Nutbar said he wasn't as hot
as everyone said.
But
Charles is kind of hot.
Charles is hot. But
Charles was hot. Yeah. Anyway, I want to give a shout out to that. Leah Klinger found Danny DeVito as a mermaid.
I saw that too.
That one made me laugh.
So good.
And then the other thing I want to make note of, this is probably all out of stock, and it probably will be forever because now we're all going to try to buy it. But Kelly Blair found the Watch True Crime Get Drunk game.
I saw that. I'm intrigued.
She said it was out of stock. But assholes, let's keep our eyes open for
someone
this.
Will find it in stock.
Watch True Crime Get Drunk. It's kind of like if you listen to this podcast and if you just played the bingo boards that we have pinned on our page somewhere.
You can do that, or just every time we mess up or say something wrong, you'd be shit-faced 20 minutes in.
Every time, we interrupted each other or forgot what we were saying.
All the time.
Whatever, So thanks for participating in our Facebook group. Ooh, we love it.
Oh,
we also have a book club. We are reading Edgar Allan Poe, Murder in Rue Morgue.
Yeah, even though it's short, it's a tougher read, and it's weird.
It is weird.
Yeah,
and
it's weird, and it's very violent.
I first asked Sarah, am I too dumb? Because the first 5 pages, I was like, what the hell is going on? She said, just skip that. Then I got to the part where there were actually characters, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll love it. You'll find it in like an anthology of Edgar Allan Poe. We'll talk about it on July 28th at 7:30 p.m.
I like all of his insane weirdness.
I mean, he was insane.
But it's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's a weird and super violent story for just that time.
Yeah.
So it's just something worth having in the back of your head, maybe.
It is.
Okay, should we start?
Let's start.
A show that you once said was too highbrow for us, too high quality.
I did.
And I agree. It's a high quality show.
I loved it.
They actually try with the hair and costuming to match the time
every
period.
Episode.
Even with the transatlantic accent, Drew and I talk about all the time, they have. Every
episode takes place in the past, and they actually try.
Yes. So it's fun.
Wigs are good. I never laughed at one wig.
No. I think they actually just style their hair
spot on. Yeah. And then I watched some other episodes too that take place prior to ours, which is 1960. And so
they do a good job.
Yeah. This is
it's higher quality than we're used to.
But very intriguing.
Yeah.
This takes place in 1960.
Yeah.
Remember?
And people were fucked up. They're fucked up now and they're fucked up then. They always have been.
Do you remember, like, before we got through every murder year known to man, when we used to talk about what happened?
I know. I was going to get that ready for 1960.
I do. I have it.
You do? Oh, good. I'm glad. Okay. All right. And we watched season 3, episode 5 called Comedy of Terrors. All right. Yes. What cracked it in 1960? I was going to do that and then just, of course, because my brain is shit poop.
Assholes, we're going back like we used to.
Yeah.
In 1960, the top songs were Kathy's Clown, the Everly Brothers. I remember my dad singing that. Teen Angel, the sad story of a teen who died. And then it goes, Teen Angel, can you hear me?
I remember that one.
Teen Angel, can you see me? I'm sorry, so sorry.
I know that one.
Remember that one? That used to be on an advertisement in the 80s. Like a dog spilled something and it was like, I'm sorry. It's Now or Never by Elvis.
Okay.
It's now or never. Chubby Checkers, The Twist.
Okay, that was
a
big.
hot tune.
Jeez.
And
I always thought that was that. So that's the end of the fifth. I always thought that was earlier in the 50s.
Yeah, I know. It's 1960. And then everyone's favorite, Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini.
We had to sing that in multiple elementary school concerts.
Those were
parents had to sit through.
Those were the hits on the radio. That's what was in like other news. In 1960, John F. Kennedy was our first Catholic president.
Yes, he was.
To be elected to the White House. Narrowly defeated Richard Nixon. They caught Adolf Eichmann. Remember that asshole from the Holocaust? He was like the head of the SS.
Was he in Argentina by chance?
He was in Argentina. Oh. Surprise! They caught him. And there was also an incident where there was a U-2 spy plane incident and an American plane was shot down over the Soviet Union.
Christ.
This was the beginning.
Some rough times.
Yes, there was some... We were going to get the Bay of Pigs. We were going to get the Cold War.
Scary.
We were going to... So this was all happening.
Just can't people be normal?
No.
Can men just cut it out? Can they just calm the fuck down?
No.
There's no woman causing these issues.
No.
Can men calm down?
No.
What's their problem?
They can't.
Can't they just go watch a show and go to Target? Why are we doing all this shit all the time, again and again and again and again and again?
Well, in 1960, what people could have watched on their shows was the Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah.
With your favorite.
I know.
Mr. Furley.
Mr. Furley, Barney Fife.
My Three Sons.
Okay.
The Flintstones.
Oh. What was the boss? Mr. Spade? Barney and Fred.
His name? Candid Camera.
Candid Camera
and
was
Twilight
great.
Zone.
The Twilight Zone is great.
Yep.
Very, yeah.
Yep. And then movies. Let's see.
I got that. Psycho.
You got movies?
Spartacus. The Apartment.
Oh.
And To Kill a Mockingbird for literature.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love all of them. All right. Well, that was 1960, everyone.
Yeah.
So let's think about those times and then let's travel back to 1960 in Macon,
Georgia. In Macon, Georgia, I don't know anything about Macon, Georgia. I don't think I've ever even been there. But it was a wealthier little town. Lots of cotillion type folks. So Southerns that shove their daughters in lovely white dresses with gloves into a cotillion where they're forced to dance with some budding rapist.
It's true.
It's true. And come out and say, here are my tits. This is what it is.
This, I love too, because it's a throwback to my favorite show, Mad Men, and
Mad Men.
How it depicted, right? The men go to work, the women run the home. The introduction to the show was like everyone's fake, basically. You and your husband decide what your characters are for society, and you act that out in public.
Everyone's fucked up.
Yeah. And everyone's doing the same thing. And I loved it.
So it starts at a scene in a hospital. There's a nurse giving this pervert a sponge bath. and he's on his side, and he looks
acting
very
like
thin.
He likes it.
Yes, that's why I said it was a pervert. But little do we know this isn't the can't be the case.
Right.
But he's acting as if he enjoys the sponge bath, and the sponge bath again was always the joke. They don't do sponge bath jokes anymore, I don't think. But in TV shows, they always had sponge bath jokes. Whenever a man would go to the hospital, he would always joke about getting the sponge bath, which is a gross joke about a nurse, I'm sure, giving him a sponge job. And I don't approve of a sponge job.
We don't approve of that.
It's probably more comfortable for the sir than a tongs job, but that's not my problem.
No.
So he's getting a sponge bath, and you could see around his torso area, he's got these bloody wrappings. Right. So he's had a surgery. His name is Chester Burge.
It sure is.
Chester Burge. Chester Burge is one of the wealthiest men in Macon. So he's pretty well off.
Yes.
He's supposed to be an older-ish gentleman. He's probably like 40s. Although his wife will get to look 98.
80. Yeah.
So they didn't hire the actors in the same age range.
But when you saw pictures at the end,
that's true.
They weren't far off.
No.
Yeah.
And then there's a narrator, and I didn't get the narrator's story. I don't know who the narrator was and what his deal was. It was weird. And the narrator kept inserting personal items about himself. And I didn't understand that confused me.
It was kind of like an Edgar Allan Poe story.
The narrator is like telling us all, well, when I had herpes, I also drove a 68 Packard or whatever. Like, why are you telling us these things? And who are you?
Yeah.
But the narrator says, as they say, money can't buy happiness. And I said, it certainly can. What are you talking about? Of course it can. You idiot. That's the dumbest phrase I've ever heard. Absolutely 1,000% it can.
Yep.
So Chester Burge is recovering in the hospital after, I guess, he had this massive hernia surgery.
Yeah, it was like a double hernia or
like,
something.
What are you doing?
Well, we know.
We know now. So he's listening to the radio, and the radio says, attention, attention, there's a dead fucking bitch in her house. And it's 111 or 1011 Nottingham Drive, and her name's Mary Burge. As if they're just going to announce that out before telling her family.
I don't know. Maybe they did in the 60s.
Maybe, but he's listening, and it says this dead bitch in her address and her name, and Chester's like, holy shit, that's my wife. And so he's trying to like struggle out of bed.
I mean, it was major because he stopped the sponge bath.
Yeah, he stopped the sponge bath. That's my wife. And the nurse is like, oh, holy shit. Like, I'm like, would they really announce that? So then we go to an expensive mansion house, and they're in a bedroom, a very big bedroom.
Lovely.
And there's this 900-year-old lady dead in the bed. She has like a bloody hand.
Yes.
And they say she had bruises on her face, ligature marks on her neck. Rigor mortis had already set in. Mm-hmm. So this was probably like around 10 a.m. And they show different men who are, I'm sure, detectives wandering about in the room, kind of looking around at everything. They figure since the rigor mortis had set in that she was killed probably around midnight in the middle of the night. And so who knows how long this is, like 10 a.m. or noon. Who knows?
Yeah.
She also had a 10-carat diamond ring. 10-carat diamond
Damn,
ring.
in the 60s.
I know, shit. And they noticed that on her hand was all bloody, and she had her rings on still, but the stone, the 10-carat stone was gone. And they're like, oh. And then we see this nerdy Clark Kent looking detective kind of wandering around, and he's just kind of...
He was supposed to look like intuitive, like he was making connections.
He was looking at everything like he was kind of thinking, like he was a Sherlock. But I don't know if anything was really going on up there.
I mean...
or if he was just going in his head as he's wandering about. I don't know.
He's probably singing Itsy Bitsy Teeny
He
Weeny.
was thinking about a teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. There's dried blood on the carpet. So he's thinking, I think she was killed like kind of on the carpet and then carried and placed in her bed under the covers, which is weird. There's a locked closet and it looks like it's been messed with. Like the lock's been messed with. Like the pins are out of the lock.
But it still was shut.
And locked, yeah.
It looked like someone had tried to like hammer the hinges off so they could just open it from the other side, kind of.
And there was a fingerprint and a palm print on this messed with hinge that they took. And they're going to figure out who it is.
Piece of tape.
So there's a maid and her name is Jessie. But they show this woman who's dead. This is Mary Burge, the wife of Chester that we saw in the hospital. She's the one that was announced on the radio. And she does look about 98. So I'm like, Her maid, Jessie, who the narrator calls her Jessie, but Mary calls her Jessie May and yells, Jessie May.
Yes.
Jessie May. The maid found her. And so they pull out Jessie to the veranda or whatever and say, what happened? What's going on? And Jessie said, well, she's usually up by 9 a.m. and it was 9 a.m. and she's still not up. So I went into her room and tried to wake her up and found that she was dead. And they're like, oh, is there anything like fucked up that happened before this happened? And she's like, kind of. Like her parrot died yesterday. And her parrot is in her room, and if someone ever came in the room, the parrot made all sorts of noise and screaming, and it's like, so if the parrot were still alive, that parrot would have made noise if someone went into her room at night. And so the cops are like, And
then they never mentioned the parrot again.
Never again. The parrot's never mentioned again. And then as they're talking on the veranda, suddenly you hear,
also, don't parrots live
like 100
billion years?
Yes. Yeah. So someone killed the parrot. Right. Clearly.
Right.
As they look out into the yard and there's all this yelling. What are all these people doing here? What are all these people at my home?
Oh my God, dumb.
And there's Chester on a stretcher being carried into the home. And if you want to know what Chester deserved, go look at YouTube and watch Stretcher Fails.
Exactly.
So he's on a stretcher going, what are all these people doing at my house?
Yeah, what do you think?
What do you think, asshole? You just heard on the radio that a dead bitch in her bed was found. Who do you think these people are? Can't you see all the police cars in your driveway, dick? Be more observant.
Well, figure it out.
Yeah, put 2 and 2 together.
Do you not want to find out what happened to your wife?
And so the whole time they're stretchering in this dick, he's yelling, who are all these fools doing in my house? Who are all these people in here? Get out of my house now, here. And he's yelling and just making this huge scene.
Yeah.
So they bring up, he's being a huge monster dick. And everyone's acting like, oh, that's just Chester. He's a huge fucking asshole. They stretcher him up the stairs and then put the stretcher down and make him stand up. And he goes into his wife's bedroom. And that's when the narrator's like, oh, everybody, upper class people in the 1960s, they had 2 separate beds. A lady would have her own room and the sir would have his own room. Like, we'd still do that today, bitch. It's the only way people stay married.
I still share my bed.
You do. You share your bed with everybody in your house.
I love it.
You have a community bed.
I love it.
But so the wife had her bed and Chester has his bedroom. So Chester walks in, sits down, kind of looks at the closet. He's looking around, and the police are like, "What's in this closet?" Someone tried to fuck with it and get into it, and Chester said, "That's all our valuables in there." And they're like, oh, so someone was trying to steal them? He said, I guess. Oh, and then he notices her diamond is gone.
Can you imagine if you had so many valuables, you needed a fucking closet to put it in?
Yes. My valuables could be out in the open and people would walk on by.
Literally.
There's no valuables.
No.
And then he says, check her wallet. And they're like, well, where is it? We keep it under the mattress. What? Come on. And so they look under the mattress and they pull out her wallet. And he said, there should be $5,000 in that wallet. And the police are like, holy shit, that's a lot of money. He's like, not for me.
Yeah.
They're like, well, brag much, dick. And so they take out only $1. And he says, oh, no, that's not right. that's not right. $1. And so they're like, well, there's all there in there, $1. And so, like, I guess they stole it, but then they didn't steal.
Then they're like,
this steal a whole lot of other shit.
This must be a robbery because the diamond's gone
and all this
the
cash.
$4,999 are gone, and it looks like someone tried to get into the closet. Must be a robbery.
They go back to the history of Chester and Mary. They got married in 1924. So this is now 1960. So, I mean, that's 36 years. So that's, she's probably, 55, but she looked 110. She was from a small, modest farming community called Twiggs County. Yeah. I'm from Twiggs County. Yeah. That sounds like Overboard when she's Annie Goulihy from Goober Town or wherever she was from. From Twiggs County. We put twigs into our sleeves as jokes, and we shake and say, "Can you shake my twig?"
This is Georgia.
And so now they host lavish parties. They're the creme de la creme of Macon, but they are new money because they have recently made their money due to real estate efforts. And the old money cunts of Macon, Georgia, are not that fond of them because they are new money, not the classy old
people
money.
On the family plantations.
Yeah. And so they're kind of seen as new money trash. But so they have to constantly
nouveau riche.
Yes, they have to prove themselves constantly, and they have all these great big parties that everybody goes to. So we're back with the police, back in Mary's room. They're taking pictures, and as they're taking pictures of the scene, they keep noticing a flash coming from the carpet. So they bend down and they pick it up, and it's the stone. The 10-carat diamond is just sitting on the carpet. They're like, oh, I guess it wasn't stolen. As she was fighting for her life, it must have just fell out of her ring. Loose ass hooks on her diamond. Did she ever get that repaired? So like, interesting. But they know for sure Chester could not have done this because he just had hernia surgery.
Right.
And he could not have left the hospital on his own accord because his guts are all stitched up.
Right.
So Jessie, the maid, also tells the police that 2 weeks before the murder, they had visitors. And the visitors were those fucking dicks, the KKK. I'm glad we don't really have the KKK showing up to people's homes. But maybe we do still. I don't know. Everything's so fucked up.
It's so horrifying to even watch it reenacted.
I know. I'm like, I didn't want a KKK in this. But I guess we're in the South and they have to be there in 1960.
It's 1960.
God. And so all these dicks in their white pointy dunce caps, and then the actual Grand Dragon in his red costume without his dunce cap on, showing his face.
Is he's loud and proud.
Yeah, because he's so confident that nothing's going to happen to him.
Yeah,
and just shows his
was
face.
Carrying a burning cross in the background.
Like, fuck you, dicks. You should have blown away all these dicks.
I was happy the way Mary took them on. She's just like, fuck these dicks.
So the KKK shows up to the Burge home because they're very pissed because the Burges have a lot of real estate homes and they have been renting to black families in white neighborhoods. No. So the KKK was pissed. So they all came and said, you need to evict this black family out of this neighborhood. Mary came out first and she's like, fuck you, I will. Like, fuck off. It's none of your concern. Go shit in your own mouths and go eat a dick. And then they all like get mad at her and like take out guns. And Chester then comes out
with a gun.
And I was like, good for you, Chester. But don't get real hung up on Chester's
good deed here.
Yes. Yeah. And Chester pretty much says, get the fuck off my property. And he calls them a carnival of imbeciles. And I'm like, that is a great insult.
It is.
I'm going to have to use that, you carnival of imbeciles.
Carnival of imbeciles.
And he pretty much says, fuck off. Get the fuck off my property. So then more KKK people pull guns on Chester. And Chester just stares him down and just says, go fuck yourself.
And so he has one gun pointing at them, and they have 900 guns and their hoods on and burning crosses.
Yeah.
And
Chester's just like totally staring them down. And then Mary finally says, put your gun away. Let's just.
And she knows all these people in the hoods too. She's like, Larry, put your gun away.
So then the police really don't do shit, but they are like, all right, we'll go talk to the Grand Dragon.
And they know who the Grand Dragon is.
Of course know who he is.
Of course he's like a big deal in the town.
Yeah.
Because that's how racism was.
And they think, did this Grand Dragon
Georgia
come kill Mary because she mouthed off to them?
Mm-hmm.
But the Grand Dragon's like, I didn't do shit because they did what I asked. They evicted that black family right away. So I have no beef with them right now. And the police are like, oh God, you suck so bad.
You're the worst.
But they looked into Chester's real estate, they realized he was selling all these super shitty loans with absolutely stupid conditions that were really hard to meet for his tenants.
Yeah.
And so the police start arresting black families and they're the dads or the husbands that have sued Chester for these shitty loans and shitty conditions because they think, oh, obviously
he's like a slumlord.
Yeah. They obviously killed him for kicking him out of their homes. And so they just arrest him with no cause and no evidence and keep them in jail. Like, are they all getting even with Chester? Even though there's no evidence at all, they're just socking away all of his tenants that were pissed at him for his terrible landlord behavior. Fingerprints and palm prints come back to Chester, and the police are like, well, we're fucked because it's his own house.
It's his house.
But his fingerprints are on the door where they saw it was fucked with.
But he lives there.
Police are like, is it an inside job? Because you would have to know that the bird makes a shit ton of noise when you walk in the room. And you would have to know that the wallet is under the bed.
Right.
So someone would have had to know all that stuff. So, like, obviously, it's the black maid, Jessa May, and obviously it's the black chauffeur, Lewis Johnson. And so they call these two people in and say, where were you guys? And Jesse's like, I was done with my shift. I went home at 10 p.m. I was at my house. And then Lewis, the chauffeur, they're like, I was done with my shift at 10 p.m. I went home. And then she's like, I went to Jesse's house and stayed with Jesse. And Jesse's like, he was with me the whole night. We were together. Like, we're together. And the cops are like, okay. Okay. And then Jesse's like, bitch, maybe you should look into this. Hold on to your dicks. Maybe Miss Mary wasn't too keen on the young man that Chester took a shine to. And the police are like, what? Again with the boyfriend on the side? And the police, their eyes get all big like, oh. And Jesse's like, maybe you need to look at him. And so,
well, they did.
Yep. So here we have a reenactment of a gentleman, a young man. He's probably like 25.
Yeah.
Or whatever. His name is Fritz Phillips.
Love it.
Fritz Phillips. Fritz Phillips is a young twink, gentleman cutie that actually lives in New Jersey. But he was in Macon, Georgia at multiple of the Burge's parties. And he's a very good looking young man. So the police are like, oh, is he a jealous lover? Would he have just killed Mary off? Well, that's a possibility. So 10 days after the murder, they go all the way to New Jersey. They go to Fritz Phillips' home. And boy, is Fritz
and
gay.
There he is in
Fritz
all
is gay.
of his glory.
In case you didn't know, they make the character Fritz extremely gay.
He's wearing these socks and these
knickerbockers
shorts and this button-down shirt.
He looks like Christopher.
His hair is just
immaculate.
Yeah. And he's adorable. And they're like, I don't know. What was the first question they asked?
Well, they asked him, like, what's your relationship? And he
Yeah.
goes, I'm sure you can imagine, detective.
He's like,
and the detectives are like, oh.
I loved it so much.
Calls it, he says it like it is. Like,
he's like, I'm gay as can be.
And he's rich, so he doesn't need to care about it. Like everyone else that had to struggle with it.
Right.
Because he's got a shit ton of cash. So he says he met Chester through his great aunt and uncle. And they were doing some real estate thing, maybe. I don't know how they knew it. So Chester had gone to New Jersey to visit with the great aunt and uncle. And the great aunt and uncle said, Fritz, will you just volunteer? Well, they were New Jersey. Fritz, can you drive him in the car back to Macon?
To Georgia.
And Fritz is like, my pleasure. I'll drive Mr. and Mrs. Burge back to Macon after they visited once.
Yes.
So in the reenactment, there is Fritz driving, Chester in the front seat, and Mrs. Burge, Mary, is sleeping, quote unquote, in the back. And Chester says, we became acquainted on that trip. So in the reenactment, Chester...
Well, what a reenactment this was.
This is very forward.
It sure was.
Chester just grabs Fritz's hand, takes off his nerd glasses, and gives him a beach.
Yes.
I mean, I've never done that to a new acquaintance. Driving me somewhere out of the blue.
This is the time when you pull out your tongs.
Yeah, I would pull out my tongs and say, click, 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 click. You want this, governor? Click, 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 click. The rubber tipped, governor. Click, 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 click. I got a Kleenex for the blood. Yes, come on. Your wife is in the back seat. You're just giving a old slobbering beach. So, okay. Fritz goes back to New Jersey. Chester cannot stop thinking about Fritz. Well, you just had his big ham hog in your mouth and you had a wonderful time. So, Chester flies often.
Yeah.
To New Jersey, and often, just as much, flies Fritz down to Macon. And Fritz doesn't stay in a hotel.
No.
Fritz stays at the house with Chester and Mary, and he stays with Chester in his bedroom, and they just loudly pork while Mary's just in her room, and Mary doesn't give two shits.
And Mary says, good night now.
Yeah. You two boys enjoy yourselves now. I'm going in here with my bird. And I'm going to watch... I don't know what was on TV then.
My three
sons.
And the Flintstones.
I'm going to turn up real loud so I can't hear what's going on.
Yeah.
Then the look on the police faces is like total, like, what?
Right.
As he tells his story. Like, what? Wait, what? And they said, so what about Mary? And then Fritz says, well, I'm sure it bothered her, but that's not my fucking problem.
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
Fritz. You motherfucker.
I loved Fritz.
You fucking motherfucker.
And Fritz describes that Mary didn't give a shit what Chester did.
Right.
He had been having affairs with men the entire time she knew him for 30-some years. Their marriage, I guess, was just a business arrangement.
It's
Mary didn't want to be
marriage,
Mary
right?
didn't want to be poor. Yeah. She wanted to be rich and she wanted to have parties. And and she probably didn't want to pork dudes.
No.
And so Chester's a perfect husband. Just provide money. We'll have these parties.
Exactly.
You can go do whatever you want, except she didn't want Chester to have the town realize that. She wanted the town, obviously, to think they have a very happy marriage.
And at this time, right, like if you were homosexual,
well, I'm sure it's still criminalized
you could still
everywhere.
Get arrested for it, right?
Like
you were
not killed.
This was going to be their way of being rich, scratching each other's backs.
Yeah,
you
get what
helping
you want.
Each other
he can
out.
have his affairs.
Yes,
except Chester really, really, really liked Fritz.
Yes,
to where a life with just Fritz seemed like that's what I want.
That's what he wanted.
I don't want this fake marriage. I don't want all this fake pretending. I want to just be free with Fritz because Fritz was that charismatic and that fabulous.
And adorable.
Yeah. So Fritz is in New Jersey the night of the murder, and it's a solid alibi. He did not do this.
And he also didn't really like, what was his name again?
Chester.
Chester.
Yeah, he wasn't super into Chester.
I mean,
but
he's like, it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
I like him. I like doing it with him.
It's
but
fun.
I don't want to get married to him.
Yeah. I'm not like super tied down to an old bitch.
Right.
So they're like, oh my God, we need to talk to the chauffeur again. After they accused him of murder.
I know.
Put him to jail. But he drove Chester everywhere. He has to know all of his secrets. And boy, did Lewis, the chauffeur, know.
Yeah.
And so Lewis says, well, Mary put her foot down when he wanted to fuck that boy. And the police are like, what? Wait, what?
What boy?
So they say, so Chester says, well, where he would get his Cadillac fixed was a young boy, like 16 or 17.
Yeah, he was in high school.
Yeah. And his name was Tommy, and he worked on his car. And Chester fell in love with Tommy this was a few months ago.
Yeah.
Or over the summer. And he called Tommy's parents and said to his parents, I want to take Tommy to Europe with me over the summer. I'll pay him as like an assistant. And the parents are like, oh, that sounds terrific. Ma'ams and sirs, don't send your son away to the summer Europe vacation with a pedophile.
This is pedophilia.
I know it is. There was a show Drew and I did, or what were we watching? Can't remember where. It's Pinocchio. That boy, that comedian you like, wears the pajamas, and he does. He does
favorite
the
guy.
TikToks. Yes.
Heartthrob Anderson.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did a Pinocchio, and he said, if a gay man asks you for a vacation, don't take it. It ain't free. Or if a gay man sends you on a free vacation, don't take it. It ain't free. Because that's Pinocchio got sex trafficked on that island by that old gay.
Yeah.
And so this is the exact same thing. He was getting sex trafficked over Europe for Chester. And so when Mary found out, she lost her fucking mind. She's like, you cannot take a young boy with you to Europe for the summer. This is
in front of the whole town.
The town will know.
Then everyone says, where's your boy? Well, he's in Europe with Chester.
Yeah. Like, this is too much. This boy is from this town. If the boy wasn't from the town, that'd be fine. But this boy is from this town, unacceptable. Right. And so she canceled the European plans. She canceled them with Tommy. And Chester was pissed.
Oh, he's so mad.
Chester was absolutely livid, furious. So cops are like, Chester is checking every box that he did this fucking crime. Right. So cops go back to the hospital and talk to the nurse and say, is there any way that this dick could have left in the middle of the night? And the nurse is like, I'm pretty sure no. I mean, I gave him sleeping pills. But there was a shift change, and there was a time when nurses weren't checking on him. So I guess that's kind of possible. But she said, he had 2 male visitors that night that went into his room real quick and left. Is that something? And the police are like, and never look into it again. She's like, that could have been something. And the police are like, and so the police are like, So they go back to Fritz, and they're like, Fritz, can you help us catch Chester the molester? And he's like, hell yeah, this will be fun.
Yes.
You know? So Fritz is like, I'll tell you anything you want to know. So 4 months before the murder, Fritz tells him that he and Chester go to Florida together, and they're looking to buy a small hotel. Chester would buy it, Fritz would run it, and they would live together in bliss for the rest of their lives. Right. That sounds lovely. All right.
And like, how amazing and gay, right?
Yeah,
like,
they can go to Key West and live it up.
Yes. This is a perfect spot for them. They can decorate the hotel.
Yes.
They'd be fun. It'd be a party.
That sounds terrific.
Yeah.
So during the trip, they visit the Kyles. The Kyles are Chester's cousins. Chester tells the Kyles that he's in love with Fritz.
Straight up.
He wants to marry Fritz, and he's going to divorce that fucking Mary because she's fucking up his plans to do dudes, and she sucks. And she always is with her bird, and she's mean, and she's old. And he's like, and I'm so in love, and I want to have my hotel, and we're the happiest. And so
right.
Fritz says, this is what the plans were.
And you know what? He did deserve it, but then when he was a pedophile, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, you don't keep him an adult
of age.
Take an adult. Instead of take a gap year, graduating from high school. That young man would have appreciated
yes.
it. But don't go for the 15-year-olds or whatever.
But it sucks that you can't just be happy and gay, and that you have to have
it sucks. That blows. That fucking blows. And all that pressure and stress. How many people have died over it?
Right.
And died just from their fucking homophobia. And
right.
Like how we talk about just.
I know.
Why people can't just calm down. Who cares? Go in your own home and just calm down.
So many people care.
I know. And this is no time for that.
No.
Now, Mary hears about the Kyles learning that Chester has a boyfriend.
This
and
is
she
horrifying.
Loses her shit. And then she hears about plans that he's going to divorce me and live in Florida in a hotel. She's just pissed.
No. Yeah.
So when these two come back from Florida, Mary says they meets him at the door and is like, you cunts are fucking ridiculous. There's no way this is going to happen. Like, Chester, you're going to stay married to me for the whole long run. That was our plan.
This is what we
She's
agreed
like,
on.
I want my parties. I want this lifestyle. And you agreed to it. So fucking stick to your side of the agreement. And then she tells Fritz, get the fuck out of here and don't come back. And Fritz is like, bye, Mary. Oh my God, Mary, those shoes with that shirt. No. Bye.
And she gave him a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah.
And was like, see you later, Fritz.
Yep, bye, Fritz.
Yep.
And then she says, Chester, you're a sick bastard and you need help. You're going to get a lobotomy.
Yes.
And Chester's like, okay.
Unreal.
Like, Chester,
you're out of control. The only thing that's going to help you is if we take half your brain out.
Yeah, you're going to get a lobotomy, you dumb fuck. And he's like, yeah, sure.
I deserve it.
So Mary says, I'm making an appointment with Dr. Thigpen. Thigpen?
Yeah.
Thigpen?
Yes.
You didn't change your name, Dr. Thigpen, at any time. You're called Pigpen your whole life.
He didn't care. He was a doctor.
So Fritz and Chester go to Dr. Thigpen and
No,
get
you
evaluated.
guys, run.
What are you doing? And then Dr. Thigpen
Thank God he
sends Fritz away and is like, Fritz, just go home. What are you doing? You don't have to come to this appointment.
Fritz, you're fabulous.
And Fritz goes. Dr. Thigpen tells Chester, and a lobotomy is going to not work for this much gay. This isn't going to work. He said, just dump Fritz and pretend again that your life is fine.
Right. This is what's going to fix it is get him out of here.
And so Fritz goes back home and Fritz is like, oh, well, you win some, you lose some. But Chester goes back home and he's like, fuck this.
Chester's despondent.
Yeah. Now I got to
love of his life
stay and pretend. And he's like, I got to get rid of fucking Mary. So Chester had told, maybe this is what he told his cousins, but this is what the narrator said. And the narrator then just
also says he's gay.
I know how Chester feels because I too am a homosexual. Well, who are you?
Why are you telling
Who are you? And are you from that time or this time?
We don't know.
Who are you? We don't know who you are. Why
No.
I don't get it.
We now find
he
out.
was supposed to be like, he kept saying, I too went to the Burge's parties. So
yeah.
who are you? And why are you telling us these personal things?
Do you think he was one of
Maybe. But
Chester's love us?
Maybe.
But they never say it.
No. And so he said Chester no longer satisfied with his marriage that was curly around the edges.
Yeah.
That was the name for gay in your marriage, curly around the edges. I kind of like that. I know a lot of people
in your other podcast
that are in a marriage that's curly around the edges. I could name 50 of them.
Jeez.
I like that curly around the edges.
Yeah.
Which is a lavender marriage.
Yeah.
Yes. So police look at Chester's background and they're like, what? When he was 16, he was declared legally insane and committed by his mother into a nut house.
And then they were like, of course, he was committed because he was gay, and it had nothing to do.
In the 1920s or 19-teens, they didn't know that that's what they did.
It was not mental illness.
No.
It was that he was gay, and his mom was like, he must be crazy if he wants to act this way. And
you know what? Sometimes people just like some dick in their lives, and I applaud that for them. Maybe you don't want some stink.
That's not mental illness.
No.
That's humanity.
We just wanted someone to love.
Of course.
So his mom's a dumb bitch too. But they find out that everything, all his business, his deeds to all these homes he rents out, his whole entire existence is all in Mary's name, because since he was declared legally insane and had been committed, he cannot own anything. Which I'm like, what? Okay.
So this is what he's getting from Mary.
Yes. He's using Mary so he can have all these businesses.
Yes.
All of his wealth, though, is in her name.
Right.
And in return, he gets to live how he wants, and Mary just stays in her room.
So, yes, she, covers for him.
Yes.
Right? She's his beard.
Yeah.
But also, he wouldn't be able to make money if she wasn't there to purchase all the things in his name.
Yes, she has to do everything.
She owns all the
for
real
him.
estate. Yes.
And it would be unheard of if they got divorced that she would pay him money. Like they said that like a female paying alimony to a male just didn't happen. And so if they got divorced, he would literally have absolutely nothing, and he would have no right to any of his money, his house, his businesses, anything. So, and then he said Mary would control all the money, and she's like, she's not just going to give me money so I can go live in Florida with my lover. She's going to be pissed at me and keep it all. And so this is what the police feel is his motivation for murdering his wife. They go and arrest him, and a few months later in November, because this happened in May, so in November 1960, he's on trial. So the prosecution and police feel that Chester escaped out of the hospital. I don't know how, since he had like double hernia. Struggles and kills Mary's, wrestles with her so severely that her ring pops out and strangles her. I don't know how, again, you would do that when your whole stomach is sawed in half. Makes it look like a robbery, or in fact just did nothing, because that wallet could have just always had $1 in it, and he could have just made it up to make it look like it was a robbery. They think maybe he knocked the pins out of the closet door. That's why his fingerprints were there, and he might have done that like the day before when he killed the bird. They think like obviously he killed the bird. But the door was washed. I guess they said they clean on Wednesdays.
And I was like, they clean so well, they wash the doors and the walls?
They're washing the doors and the wall.
God,
like,
I'm the worst cleaner ever.
I know. I'm like, maybe they were very clean. The defense attorney is like, come on. He stands up and he says, first, I'm just gonna call it like it is. Chester's a huge fucking dick. Everybody here in the town hates Chester. He sucks. He's a fucker. He's a bastard.
And he's also gay.
Yeah. He's gay and he sucks ass. But that doesn't mean he murdered anybody. He says, second, this dick had a double hernia. He was also given multiple sleeping pills. In no way did this fucker get out of bed and do this. He did not commit this crime.
Right.
No one saw him leave the hospital. No one saw him return. Nurses were checking on him at night. There's no fucking way he did this. Now, there is no mention of the two men that were seen going into the room, getting something, and leaving. Clearly, these two men went into the room, got the house key, because and then went and did the crime. And that all the time, I mean, so the jury goes, and the jury comes back, and they say not guilty. But one of the jurors said, well, the question was, if he did it. And they're like, we don't think he did it, but we absolutely think he hired these two men that came into his room. Yes. Probably got key and directions of where her room was. And he ordered the kill. But that's not what he was on trial for. Not for soliciting murder.
And it was reasonable doubt.
Did it.
Yeah.
So they're like, we for sure think he did it or caused it. Just he didn't do it himself. So they had to say not guilty. So then the police never really tried him again for soliciting murder. I think they just said, well, all right.
Yeah, like I think it was like double jeopardy. Maybe there wasn't such a thing as like...
I don't know, but they should have...
Soliciting is different than...
Maybe. I don't know.
But
it should be a different
like
crime.
now,
it's a different crime.
But also... You're still guilty of causing someone's murder. So, yeah.
You should have been
bizarre.
Charged on that. But I don't know. But Chester, I guess, sells everything, goes to Florida, gets a Florida home.
Right, because now the whole town knows he's gay.
He has to leave.
Yeah.
He goes to Florida. He bought a home there. How we know this is because the last slide just says October 7th, 1963, in his Florida home, exploded.
Yes.
And we're not sure of the cause, but he died of his wounds. He was 59. What?
And that's the end of Chester.
So I'm thinking, like, what? Did the two men who hired him or like were hired by him go do it to get rid of him as evidence? I don't know. Like he can never point a finger at that? I don't know. How did his home just explode?
But it did.
And he died later in the hospital, like the next day.
And he died, and
that's the end of that.
That was the end. But what I loved about this show was like at the end, then they showed a picture of the actor who was playing Chester, and then they showed the real Chester.
Yeah.
And he was as gay as they come.
Oh, yes. And then they showed the actor Mary and real Mary, and I wrote handsome.
Handsome.
She was very handsome.
I mean, he might have been
he was more
lavender for her, too.
Oh, for sure.
Like maybe they were both.
I think she liked some puss.
Wow. I mean, it's too bad they couldn't just...
That she wasn't just a little, but the times were not.
Yeah.
The times were not for that.
No,
and the South was not for that.
No.
They were just. If they both would have went and did a hotel in Florida together, then it could have been maybe different.
Yeah.
And said they were siblings or something. I don't know. They could have gotten away with that.
They could have.
I know. Where she doesn't have to die.
The whole story's awful.
Awful, and that death is the way out that people take is stupid and psychotic.
Yeah.
But the fact that people are stressed to the limit where killing someone is an option they take.
Right.
Is also like...
Or killing themselves.
Yeah.
Like,
that's usually the way it goes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's so...
Awful
and just ridiculous.
And again, what's wrong? Why do you have to give all this energy and time to yelling at someone else?
I don't know.
Like, what for? How does it affect you in any way? Just go over there and sit down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have a drink.
Yeah, have a drink and just talk to someone. Well, they probably have no friends. So, I don't know.
So that's our story.
That's it.
Of Chester.
It's a good show. It's a very good show.
Thank you, Mrs. Kreshmer.
Yes.
Kreshmer. Thank you for
Crutchmere.
Old Lady Kreshmer. Thank you
that
for
was a good rec.
showing us the show because I loved it, and then I kept watching more episodes, and then I fell asleep. But I loved it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's well done.
So keep those recommendations coming, and thanks for listening. And please don't forget to share us.
That would
you
be
like
great.
us.
People
Tell
have
people.
been sending it to their friends or having their friends join the group.
Give us a rating. Give us a review.
Reviews would be great if you haven't ever yet.
Yeah, post about us on your socials. Thanks so much for listening. Bye.